Hey, it's your buddy Peace and Harmony with you here today. Zooming in on the concept of the covert narcissist and the trait of really being personally challenging. When I refer to personally challenging, I want to really explore it and how it relates to the common sense and humanity needs, the emotional needs of people in their environment. So the covert narcissist, it just does not register that others in their environment might need a little bit of attention, acknowledgement, a sort of mirroring of a positive nature to them. In other words, a typical greeting, a pat on the back, a hug, a handshake, a sort of warm and friendly approachability, if you will. The covert narcissist is very lacking in these specific areas and really tend to not only negate the satisfaction of these very basic human needs, which is the need for belonging, the need for love, the need for safety, the need for security. I mean, these are just Maslow's, hierarchy of needs. These are some of the basic needs, food, shelter, love, and these are all really sort of basic human needs, if you will. And it is psychoanalysts and the psychological community have noted that oftentimes the covert narcissist essentially looks down or really mitigates to a really lower sort of base human experience of acknowledging or sharing affection, I just want to say cordialness. There's a real lack of that. So the result is that people oftentimes feel that they're either unapproachable or that there's something missing or that they're just not deriving something from their relationships with them. And this in turn creates a feeling of a gap and sort of a barrier, a communication barrier between this covert narcissist and the people who are in their environment. So now the covert narcissist can be very high functioning, very intelligent, hold high status positions in companies, be parent figures, be brother figures, etc., grandparents and what have you. However, the covert narcissist, really, when they look at their priorities, number one is that of self-promotion, promoting themselves, their needs, their accolades, how they appear to the world. So if that is their true priority, to give acknowledgement, to give warmth, to give affection to another is really deemed as inappropriate or really almost beneath them. The covert narcissist feels that these are kind of unnecessary expressions of communication, and so they oftentimes will not engage in them. They feel it's not worth their time. It's not, what they participate in. They don't see the need of it. They don't see the efficacy of it. They feel it's meant for, lower forms of life, if you will. So this really starts to re-emphasize the covert narcissist's feeling of superiority above others. In fact, they tend to kind of almost look down on affectionate communication between people as almost as a sign of weakness, which of course we must understand. It is not a sign of weakness to show affection. It's a sign of strength. It's a sign of connection. It's a sign of caring. It's a sign of love. It's a sign of, it's what makes life, worthwhile. It's rewarding. And so the covert narcissist mistakenly, perhaps because of their lack of empathy, they're not able to really sort of put that expression in that whole realm of affection into really their priority list. So oftentimes people will complain that, you know, there's a certain deficit or there's something missing in this person's emotional repertoire, in their physical repertoire. And it can really cause for a lot of discomfort in really, you know, people who are in relations with them. And so if you have, you know, had a spouse or a family member where this has been a source of discomfort, maybe now this really brings some clarity to you, because a lot of people, they feel that there's such an isolation or a sort of retreat that this covert narcissist goes into, that they almost, you know, originally give them that space as a sign of respect. And they feel that, you know, I'm giving you this, what you need. You know, you need this time to unwind. You know, you need this time to be on your own. You need this time to like decompress. You need this time to, you know, recharge. And, you know, but then, you know, that time ends up becoming, you know, hours, which becomes weeks, which become, you know, months, which then become years. And then, you know, eventually what happens is then the covert narcissist has not really, you know, fulfilled certain roles or expectations that are natural and normal and healthy in a relationship. And oftentimes this deficit is not acknowledged until years, you know, into the relationship, but yet the ramifications, really the injury, is felt for years to come, because so much is lost, so much was not expressed, so much was withheld, that it really creates a very, you know, a very sort of awkward pain, a very sort of awkward deficit, which, you know, essentially, you know, in the words of John Bradshaw, it's like a transference of shame, which in a shame to the people in their environment essentially mean, you know, you are inherently flawed. There is something inherently not right with you. And so the people in their environment tend to, you know, they tend to interpret it as like there's something wrong with me and I'm not lovable. And this has huge catastrophic consequences if you feel that you are not lovable, or you are not worth time, or you are not worth acknowledging, or you aren't worth, you know, giving affection to and being around. So, you know, it creates this sort of energy drain and this sort of emotional injury and scar, which a lot of people do carry for quite some time, if not, you know, a fair amount of their life, while trying to, you know, determine and process this really sort of very serious deficit exhibited in the covert narcissist. And if you have, you know, experienced this, please know that that is one of the ramifications, one of the ripple effects of covert narcissist personality disorder. Peace and harmony with you here today. I do hope these videos help. Please do share and please subscribe for more great tools, videos, discussions, and support.